Good to see you, Connie.
Thank you. Blessed be. Always good to see you.
It's good to see all of you others as well. Can you feel me in your space, perhaps? If so, please know that it is safe. And if you need any healing or require anything through this process today, just go ahead and ask, and it will be done. All right? So, 2 times in 1 month, Connie, like the moon, huh?
Hey, it's wonderful. Yeah, this is an unusual month.
Indeed, indeed, it is an unusual month. Um, you know, how many of you out there have kind of had a challenge getting going this month? Sometimes the month of January is so full of promise, and then the oomph to get the stuff done is just not there in the month of January. It's almost as if you're in hibernation to a certain degree, right?
Yes, true. I have
So
everyone on mute, so they're not responding.
yes, yes, all right. I'm still listening to what's going on in their heads, right? Some of them are saying, nope, I've been going full steam ahead, and others are like, yep, haven't been able to do much. So it all depends on, your perception, right? And your ability to take action. And that is one of the things that I have been speaking about since the end of last year and the beginning of this year, is how 2018 is the year of action, right? It is no longer just, okay to kind of sit on the sidelines and, hope other people take care of things. It is no longer appropriate not to get involved in those things that call to your heart and mind and soul. The excuses of I am too busy, too much work, all of those things are going to start not resonate with you, because the calling to action is the calling of the soul. And so today we're going to take a little bit of a journey into action, right? So,
Yay.
if you are ready, take a sip of water if you have it. And if you have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, that's a good thing, because you may discover some things within our journey today that you'd like to jot down. Maybe at the end, or maybe, something will pop in at the beginning. So, you have the ability to put it down on paper so you don't have to commit it to memory, because in meditation, sometimes it's hard to remember what's in the memory. Like my woman, right?
Yeah.
She hardly commits anything to memory. The house is full of sticky notes. Indeed. All right. All right, beloved ones, if you will kindly join me in closing your eyes and taking some deep breaths all the way down into your belly. Let your belly be loose. Let your heart and lungs be full. Begin to find those places in your physical body that are tight or tense. Bring a little energy there. Try to relax as much as possible, particularly between those shoulder blades, right? The back of the heart chakra. There's a few of you this evening that it is very tight. So if you don't mind, I'm going to send a little energy to the back of everyone's heart chakra. Just a little peace and ease. You might feel a little tingling, like your wings are getting ready to pop out. So as you're breathing all the way into your belly and relaxing your body, I'd like to talk a minute about action and the things in your life that you would like to take action for. I'm not talking about the things that you feel that you have to do, like cleaning out the garage. That is not what I speak of. I am speaking of those things inside of you that are calling to your heart, calling to your soul. Those things that are part of your dream, part of what you know that you have to offer the world. Those things that seem impossible, but you feel spirit calling you forward. And you don't quite know how to make the leap into what it is you're being called to do. So I'd like you to think of a couple of those things for yourself today. And there's going to be more through the year. As occurrences happen in your life during this year, you're going to be called more and more to action. And this year, there's greater possibility of success for your actions. Isn't that a fantastic thing to know? That the dynamics of 2018 are such that your guides and your angels and those beings that love you are ever present to assist you to make that leap into action and to be successful. So if you have some things in mind that you know that you would like to put into action for this year, I'm going to ask you to begin to imagine that you find yourself in a safe and comfortable place. It can be your home, it can be your temple, wherever it is that you feel safe and comfortable, so that we can take this journey together. Breathe into it so that you can actually feel yourself in this space. And I would like to ask you to kindly call your guides and your angels and the beings that love you to be present. They are part of this journey, part of this awareness. For those of you who are struggling with, what is it that you feel that you need to take action with, don't worry. If it is not in your consciousness in this moment, it will be soon. So come and take the journey with us, all right? Come and take the journey. As your guides and angels, those beings of light that surround and protect you, get settled in, I would like you to begin to think about where you're being called to action, or where you are being called to put your dream into this world. And I would like you to imagine what it would look like for this action or this dream to be fully manifest. So if you are one that is feeling you would like to create a healing center, then what does that look like? What does it feel like? Who's there with you? For you who feel that you are reaching out to serve those that are less fortunate, what is it that you bring? And how does that look for those that you are serving? Make it fully a broad picture. And fully immerse yourself in the feeling of taking action on these things. What does it feel like to step into that place of, leadership? What does it feel like to step into that place of being in service, being in creation, helping? Any of those places, right? What is the feeling inside of you? How is your soul speaking to you, the human, about what it is that spirit is calling you to do? Or it is the truth, your passion, your service, those things that are calling you. The call is not coming from your brain and your ego. It is coming from spirit, from source, God. Even if you believe that you've come up with the idea, I ask you to imagine that message has come to you down through the channels and whispered into your consciousness and your subconsciousness and all that you are. So let it fill you up for a moment. Feel the satisfaction of completion. Feel the heartfelt response that the world reflects back to you. Feel the job well done. Feel how light it is and bright. Now, I'm going to ask you to take a look at the impossibilities of your action. Where is it impossible? What is required in your action that feels like it can never happen? That you don't have the tools, you don't have the finances, you don't have the support. What are those things that make you want to go back to sleep and not take that leap into action? What are those things that make you feel afraid to fail? What are those things that keep you small? What is it that keeps you disconnected from Spirit's voice and guidance? I would like you to take a breath, and from the safe space, I ask you to kindly bless each and every one of those impossibilities. Thank them for showing up and for serving you. Even those things that are painful, thank them for their purpose, because each and every one has a purpose. Open your heart and just let love pour forth, filling up those impossibilities with your heart and your soul, and begin to see them actually growing larger and larger, so that they become something that is so there that it can't hide. There's no longer something you can try to push away or lock in the closet. It is there, fully vested in front of you. The fear, right? All of those things. And I ask you once again to imagine that from source through you pours divine love and light, bathing each one of these impossibilities. And as the light is bathing the fear and bathing the lack of tools and bathing the lack of support and bathing the I'm not worthy, begin to imagine that they change right before your eyes. They begin to turn into something else. A beautiful golden light that then begins to distill down, down, down into a tool. What is the tool that fear turns into? What would that be for you? Could be the tool of stubbornness. I'm going to do it anyway. It could be the tool of I know how to get help to get through this fear. What tool is I am not worthy transforming into? How about the light of your soul as a tool that leads and guides you through everything, so that worthy no longer serves a purpose in your life? All of those things that are perceived hindrances, just let them shift into a tool. And you take a look at them and you decide what tool can come out of those things that you're seeing in front of you. Take a moment. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good. So I'm going to now ask you to imagine, beloved one, that you gather up the tools, right? And notice that as you gather the tools that those challenges have changed into, the challenge is able just to blow away. And now, I'm going to ask you to bring that action to the forefront, to stand in front of you. 1, 2, 10, it matters not. Line those actions up for yourself and taking the tools that you just garnered from those impossibilities. I would like to have you imagine that you create a bridge between where you are standing in this moment to that action that you're being called to take. Let those tools turn into a bridge, creating a solid base for you to walk upon from here to that thing that you are being called to be. Make it solid, make it feel safe and comfortable, whatever it is that you need. You don't need to feel like you're walking a tightrope, beloved one. I'm going to ask you before you walk across the bridge to allow some of your guides to go across in front of you. They're going to show you that it's safe and solid. And they're going to wait on the other side of the bridge to take your hand as you cross. So I'm going to ask you to kindly step onto this bridge that you've created and begin to walk towards the action that you're being called to take. No matter what it is. Imagine that you have full 100% clear access to this action. And as you walk across your bridge of tools, feel yourself being greeted and embraced by the guides that wait for you as you step into that action. That feeling of the action, the knowing of what it is that you're being called to do or want to do or going to do. Feel yourself there and in it. Become it. Let it become you. Let it saturate you. And once again, in your mind's eye, I'm going to ask you to imagine the completed action. What will it look like for you when the action you're being called to take is done, made manifest? Right? And I'm going to ask you to kindly imagine that you stand at the edge of the action that is not yet taken and leap for all your worth into the picture of the completed action. Leap, beloved one, fly. Find yourself there and feel it. And let that energy of done, complete, manifested, saturate you. Know that it is done. Know that that to which you leap is already complete. All it requires is your leap of faith. Fantastic. Each and every one of you has such a beautiful action, from healing to service in the world, to creation, writing. I honor each and every one of your actions. Know that there is more coming. And each time you feel that it is impossible, remember our time together today. And that truly there is nothing that can keep you from taking that leap. And it will be successful. It may not look like you think it's going to look, but it will be successful. When you are feeling complete, beloved ones, I'm going to ask you to bring yourself back to your sacred space. And from your safe and sacred space, I'm going to ask you to bring yourself fully back into your body. Bringing yourself fully present. Wiggle your toes. Open your eyes. Take a sip of water. And if you'd like to take a moment to write something down, please do. Thank you.
Thank you, Metatron.
Mm.